Yesterday, President Obama says that we will not be heading into a double-dip recession. Today, the New York Times headline is, we might be going into a double-dip recession. But don't worry, Tim Geithner is here to straighten it out. He's going to give us all sorts of reassuring things about the deal that was just passed and how well the economy is doing. So you know we're in massive trouble. Let's go to clip one.
Well, let's start with what this deal does. The most important thing is it creates more room for the private sector to grow, because although it locks in some very substantial long-term savings, the near-term cuts are very modest.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, more room for the private economy to grow. Does it look like it's growing? It doesn't look like it's growing after the first couple of days after the deal, right? And as the stock market has lost 10% from its high in the spring, how's that working out for you, Tim? See, the thing that drives me crazy is when they accept the Republican ideology. Hey, don't worry, we do these spending cuts and the private economy will boom. Yeah, it went boom, all right, but not in the way that you expected. And he's like, they think they're clever because most of the cuts are later. So if you think this economy is bad, wait till you hit 2013 and 2014 when all those cuts come in big time, right? So it's a disaster that has begun, but is only going to get worse. Clip two.
So this won't cost us jobs?
No, it will not. Now if we put this behind us, then we can turn back to the important challenge of trying to find ways to make sure that we do everything we can to get more people back to work, strengthen growth.
Yet the president had to give up in this deal his call to extend the payroll tax cuts through next year.
George, I'm very confident that's going to happen. You know, again, I've been part of all these discussions. I've listened.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I think it's going to be very hard for Republicans to prevent that from happening. I think it's very hard for them to stand up and say that they're going to try to block the extension of a tax cut that's worth about $1,000 a year for the average American family. Untenable for them to block that.
I love my job, man. I'm probably the one guy in the country that is most amused by Tim Geithner. I look at that and I laugh and laugh. No, it's going to be untenable for the Republicans to oppose us on that. What do you think, JR? Is it going to be untenable? Is it going to be hard for the Republicans to oppose the Obama administration on that?
Yeah.
Geithner. Okay. By the way, the payroll tax is a bad idea. Some progressives like it. It's, you know, and some conservatives like it. Payroll tax cuts. What I'm really worried about, and a lot of progressives are worried about, is you do that $1,000 payroll tax cut, and then they're going to turn around and say, "Oh, see, Social Security doesn't have enough money because we took it out of the payroll taxes. That's supposed to go to Social Security." And later they're going to say, "Well, we had to cut Social Security. What could we do?" And man, if you're going to do anything to stimulate the economy and create jobs, that is not where I would do it. And again, it's a Republican idea to do tax cuts to stimulate the economy. But even then, this is the usual playbook we've seen 100 times. The Democrats turn around, adopt a Republican idea, and Republicans go, well, not enough. We want more. Since you've already come all the way out to our side, we're going to hold you up for more money. Okay, so that's how it'll play out. And believe me, it's very, very tenable that the Republicans will oppose any idea from the Obama administration. All right. Now, we continue with the Geithner laugh-a-thon.
Are you sure that this economy is not going to slip back into recession?
The economy is absolutely slower than we thought, really than everybody thought, and that's happening around the world. And in the United States, I think confidence here was absolutely very damaged by this spectacle they've seen in Washington of a significant number of elected officials of this country threatening default, really damaging the confidence. It caused a lot of damage to confidence.
To the point where it could cause a double dip?
I don't think that risk right now is very significant.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's funny. That, of course, he said all that before the stock market dropped over 500 points. One of the steepest drops certainly since 2008 when it collapsed. So Geithner, as usual, nails it. And, you know, just about everything he's saying there is absolutely wrong. The fact that Obama is in love with this guy is about as damning as you could possibly find. One more from Geithner.
Even though default has likely been avoided, that America could still lose its AAA credit rating. Some economists estimate it could cost us $75 billion a year in interest costs, 600,000 jobs.
If Americans or investors around the world lose confidence in the capacity of Washington to deal with our challenges, then what you'll see is higher interest rates for all Americans.
Sounds like you're not sure a downgrade is going to be avoided.
I can't, it's not my judgment to make. and they have to make that judgment. But this is in some ways a judgment on the capacity of Congress to act. And what this deal does is put us in a much better position to make those tough choices.
Okay, you see what happened there? As soon as they make a deal that, as I've told you a million times, was completely tilted towards the Republicans, remember, we got $0 in revenue increases, $2.5 trillion in spending cuts. But as soon as the Obama administration signs off on the deal, they're put in a position of defending it. So here's Geithner on national television talking about what a great deal it is, even though it's totally on Republican ground. So when it turns out to be a bad idea for the economy and we lose jobs and the stock market crashes and et cetera, the American people are going to turn around and go, well, Obama said he was in favor of it. He's the one who struck the deal. His Treasury Secretary was on the Good Morning America this morning telling me what a great deal it was. And look at this. It caused a collapse. So what will the Republicans do? They'll say, you see that? We shouldn't have gone in Obama's direction. We should have cut the deficit more. If we had just cut the deficit more, if we hadn't been so liberal, everything would have been fine. It totally pulverizes our point of view.